What's up, everyone? I'm Matt with Ozark Overland Adventures, and this is the brand new IceCo APL55. Actually, at the time this video is released, I'm not sure that it's going to be on IceCo's website yet, but will be very, very soon. And I'll just give you a heads up. I like this one a lot, and this may be the new fridge that lives in the back of my Gladiator full time. It is a 55-liter dual zone, or actually single and dual zone. It can do both. And they took the time to listen to a lot of off-road, overlanding enthusiasts, RV, van life people, and have specifically designed it for that market to be more rugged and robust, for when you're out on the trail. And this thing's been living in the back of my Gladiator for a few weeks now. It has endured some decent rain. It has endured a lot of dust. I mentioned that it was a dual zone, and the freezer aspect of it works really, really well. I've had this little pint of Arkansas mud ice cream in the back for a good week now, and just randomly pulling it out when I'm on the trail. It's a nice little treat. Yeah, I like it a lot. Let's get this over on my bench and go through the details. Well, this is it, the new APL55 dual zone. And I am very much in love with this fridge. IceCo did a really good job of going through the details of what to put in a fridge that we're going to use out on the trail, sometimes extended periods of time. And, for my purpose, living in the back of my Gladiator, they have really knocked it out of the park with this one. Some of the things that I love about it is the front opening lid and these latches, nice beefy latches. Very much like that. The lid, it's a soft closing lid. They've got some stuff going on in the hinges back here that prevent it from just slamming on you. If you've ever, had a fridge in the back of your vehicle and you're constantly fighting with, having to keep it up and it falls down on you, been busted in the head before, you will very much appreciate this lid. It's designed really, really well. It is a little bit bigger construction than what you're going to find in some other 55-liter fridges, and that's because they put, a little extra effort into making the sides a little thicker. It's got a little thicker insulation in it than a lot of other fridges, and it's just a beefier, more sturdy fridge. It's got big metal hinges here on the back, metal handles that you can remove if you choose to. It's got these bumpers on all the corners that not only serve as bumpers, but let's say you need to strap this down in your rig, but for some reason you don't want the handles on here. Well, there's awesome little openings in the bumper, so you could actually use this to strap down the fridge in your vehicle, the back of your truck, RV, whatever, and you can take the handles off just to save a little front space here. It's got plugs on the front and the rear. So no matter how you have this positioned in your vehicle, you don't have to. I get frustrated. I've got another little fridge that only has the outlets here in the front, and so you got to deal with running the cord around the fridge and over to your 12-volt outlet. But for this one, like in my Gladiator, I can plug it into the ports here in the back and not ever have to see the cords up here and keep them out of the way. That's super nice. It also has USB ports here in the front and 2 USB ports in the rear. The interior space on this is very, very nice. When it's in dual zone mode, you've got 2 baskets here that you can easily, this was my freezer section. It's still frozen on this side. But you take out this divider, and boom, now this is a single zone fridge. One temperature for the whole thing. The display changes and you've now got a single zone fridge. I like having a dual zone, not because I like to keep frozen stuff in here all the time, although I have very much enjoyed having the ice cream, but I like to keep my food and my drinks separate, so you can still have it set up as a dual zone, but keep both of them as a fridge, which is how I will probably use this most of the time. That way I can separate drinks from food, and I just need to reach in for a water bottle. I can just pull, and I don't have to deal with digging it out from under a steak or my lunch meat or something like that. All my food is over here, and it has a nice little feature that if you leave the lid up too long, it starts giving you a warning beep. So that's real nice. I very much like that feature. Okay. That's happy. So as I stated, this APL55 has been living in the back of my Gladiator for a couple weeks now and has done very well, being exposed to all the elements, being exposed to high temperatures, low temperatures, because the weather's been very bipolar here in Arkansas lately. And it's been rained on my last trip. If you want to see that, from when this video comes out, the next video will be the trip where this just got rained on all day. And I mean, it did really well. And if you have a rig where you need to keep this inside, not obviously in the back like my Gladiator, but inside your vehicle, this is the quietest fridge I have ever been exposed to. The compressor is actually on right now, and it is so quiet. It's not obtrusive. I've got, actually my stepdaughter just asked me, how many fridges do you have now? Currently 5, including this one. And this is the quietest of the bunch. When all the other compressors kick on, you can hear them in the house. But when this one is quiet and very, very nice. So if that's important to you, they did a good job with the fans and the compressor and insulating it and sound deadening it and stuff. It's real quiet. The screen on this is very nice, very bright. You can see it in the sunshine. Multiple things you can do here, such as changing the voltage cutoff, low, medium, high, just like a fridge should. Controlling each zone independently. If you take the divider out, you obviously get one temperature control. Turning off volume. The light, I do very much like the fact that it's got a light here on the front. So like for the bed of my Gladiator, it's facing the bed. And so if I just need a little light, like at night or something, I can turn this little light on the front here, and it's a very nice, just little light, nice little touch there. And obviously it's got a max and an eco mode, so you've got it plugged in the house with AC like I've got it here now. Put it in max it'll just keep the compressor running more and keep it cool. Eco modes for when you got it plugged in a 12 volt in your rig. It'll cycle the compressor on and off a little less just to conserve energy. And speaking of energy, as with every fridge, I plug it into my Bluetti EB55, which is a 500 watt hour power station. That's pretty much probably the most common power station that Overlanders and car campers and stuff are going out and using to run their fridges. This thing impressed the heck out of me. I was blown away by its performance. I'm sure it has something to do with the thicker walls and the added insulation and stuff in here, but this thing did incredibly well. So I first tested it in a dual zone setup, just to see how long it'll run with both zones set at 34 degrees inside my house. Temperatures constantly at 74, so very controlled environment. Plugged it into the Bluetti EB55 after it was all pre-chilled. A 2-liter bottle of water in each compartment just to help regulate the temperature. This thing ran for 56 hours and 26 minutes. Well over 2 full days on a 500 watt hour power station. As far as a 55-liter fridge goes, that's the best performance I've ever seen. Then I tested it in freezer mode with one zone as a freezer and one zone as a fridge. And first I just wanted to see, with these little dividers like this one has, I'm always curious if there's any bleed over from one section to the other, just with this little divider. So I put a bottle of water over here, put a bottle of water over there, set one side to freezer, one side to fridge, left it in there for, I think, 8 hours. Came back, this side was very nice and frozen solid. The other side was nice and chilled like it was supposed to be. So really impressed with that. Now, running one side as a freezer, or especially both sides as a freezer, that uses a lot of energy. So just know that. If you're gonna get a dual zone fridge and keep one side set up as a freezer, you're gonna need some power to run it. If you're gonna be stationary for a weekend, 500 watt hour power station is not gonna cut it for you. You're gonna need something a lot more substantial. I've got 200 amp hours in the back of my Gladiator and have been running this as a fridge freezer combo for a couple weeks now. And I haven't had any problems at all because I've got plenty of power and it's not something I have to worry about. But plugged into the Blue Yeti EB55 with frozen water on one side, some water bottle and a couple drinks, a couple bottles of wine on the other side, just to help regulate it. It ran for 19 hours and 3 minutes. That is very impressive. Almost a full day on a 500 watt hour power station. Now what that means is if you were on like an overlanding trip and stopping each day at camp, that means you can run this off their 12 volt in your rig, no problem. And then when you get to camp, plug it into your power station and figure maybe you'll be at camp 10, 12 hours and then hit the road again. That 500 watt hour power station will keep this thing running overnight too. That way you don't have to worry about your starter battery going dead or that sort of thing. But that's pretty impressive to be able to run a fridge freezer combo, over 19 hours on a 500 watt hour power station. So you can go on an extended trip camping each night and know that you're going to be okay with some side of the freezer because maybe you want to take your ice cream, maybe you want to take TV dinner or some popsicles for the kids. You can. It works. And then finally, I wanted to know how this thing ran as a single zone. I don't think there's another 55 liter dual zone fridge on the market. I could be wrong, but I'm not aware of any. We own a Dometic CFX 355 AM. It's Dometic's 55 liter fridge. It's a single zone. And so I wanted to compare. Dometic is top of the line, big name, big money fridge. So I wanted to directly compare this 55 liter fridge to the Dometic and see how they fared. Because this comes in quite a bit cheaper than the Dometic does. So this ran for 55 hours and 38 minutes on the Blue Yeti EB55. Very good performance. And when I ran the Dometic test, same parameters, same temperature inside, water bottles inside to regulate temperature. The Dometic ran for 47 hours and 15 minutes. So the IceCo got a good 8 more hours on the 500 watt hour power station than the Dometic. That's crazy impressive. And comparing with the high-end fridges, that's the one thing I love about IceCo is it's definitely getting up there in the high-end category as far as the niceness of their fridges. The compressor is a Danfoss compressor, 5-year warranty on the compressor, just like Dometic, just like Snowmaster, just like Engel, all ARB, all the big name brands. The IceCo, same 5-year warranty on the compressor. That's impressive. That's just why I love IceCo so much and why you keep seeing IceCo in my vehicle. Now, what I also love about the IceCo is the price. It's not a budget fridge. It's definitely not. Compared to what actually is a budget fridge, this is not budget. But this very nice looking, well-built, dual zone 55 liter fridge comes in at $859, which is a lot of money. But compared to the Dometic, which is $1,080 at the time of making this video, that's a pretty hefty savings. Over $200 to go with the IceCo versus the Dometic. And if you want to save another 12%, I've got a coupon code. Use the code Ozark12 at checkout, and that'll save you 12%, which is awesome. So makes it even more amazingly priced. Now, one thing that the IceCo has that I really like, and it's not fully finished yet, is this does have an app to control it. So there's this is the app. It's called Carfridge, and it pulls up the stats. So it's telling me it's set to 34 degrees and 0 degrees. It is currently has 26 volts as input voltage. It's currently in eco mode. I can go over here and in this screen change my temperatures. So if you have a fridge like I do in the back of your truck and you just want to check on it, or maybe you forgot to turn one compartment down to a freezer before you left, well, you don't have to stop and get out and go deal with it. You can just do it right from your handy dandy little app. So very much like that, and I can't wait to see what IceCo's finished app looks like. This one's really nice, but they have another one coming out that's updated. My gripes about this fridge are minimal. The black is really nice. It is very good looking out of the box. I am concerned about this getting scuffed, especially being in the back of my Gladiator. It's already got some rub marks just from me having other gear back there and it moving around in the back. You'd expect that. I think this is also going to come as a silver finish, and personally I wish I had the silver finish because I think it's going to hide scuff marks and little scratches and stuff like that better than the glossy black finish will. The glossy black finish looks really, really nice, especially when it's brand new out of the box. But I think just living in your vehicle over time, the finish with this metal surface and the glossy finish, I think it's going to cosmetically get scratched and rubbed and blemished and that sort of stuff. So that's really my only gripe. Is just the glossy black finish. I don't think is going to hold up well to the abuse that I'm going to put it in the back of my Gladiator. Well, I think that covers just about everything. I am super impressed with this fridge and can't wait to just have it in the back of my Gladiator full time for all of our adventures. I think the size is going to be awesome. I ran the IceCo VL75 Pro for good solid 2 years back there and loved it, loved the size of that. But it's a big fridge, and so I'm not getting rid of it because I do like that size. But I'm anxious to run the 55-liter fridge back there for a while and see how it goes. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to answer what I can. Give the video a like if you would. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Check out the Patreon link in the description. If you like what we're doing, you like the content that we're putting out and want to support the channel, get access to special content and special events and all of our GPS data, check out that link. And for Ozark Overland Adventures merchandise, go to shopoverlandapparel.com. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.